Hey guys, how are you doing? If you're watching this, I'll write it down. It's 5:25 on Thursday. This is August 1st. I'm on TikTok Live. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, you're probably going to see this more than likely, I don't know, sometime over the weekend in early August. How are you doing today? How are you feeling? I just wanted to come on here briefly. I have not been on TikTok Live in forever. So I just wanted to come on here and just do like a dating tree. It's something that I came up with right before I got on here. So if you're just tuning in, Coach B. Wiley, if you don't know who I am, if I'm just passing through your For You page, I'm Coach B. Wiley. I talk all about dating and communicating. I have been doing this for 10 and a half so plus years now, and I am a professional life coach. I do write books, I do speakings, and I do videos every single day. And I also, where did that net come from? And I also answer your questions via video. So if you ever have a dating or communicating question, feel free to ask me. But today I wanted to do some self-help on this Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursday. I don't want you to be thirsty for nothing but the belief in the Lord and the blessings he has for you. And I want you to be thirsty for some water right here, because I got me some water, and that's the only thing I want you to be thirsty for, because a lot of women have been thirsty for guys, and social media will give you this image with these social media superstars of these women winning by going about dating the wrong way, and it just be trifling, it just be toxic, and it's just a mess. So if you want to know all about self-help and how dating and communicating can affect you, feel free to continue to join me, comment, ask me a dating question. But think about it in your dating situation, because we all have our dating stuff, right? Your dating patterns. My pattern, I'll tell you this, I always say this, my dating pattern used to be, I didn't believe that I could attract like a quality guy. I didn't think a quality man would like me. I had low self-esteem. I didn't understand my worth. Didn't think I was valuable as a person, as a human, as a woman, as a girl. And so therefore I would attract emotionally unavailable dudes time and time again. And when I wasn't attracting emotionally unavailable guys, I was attracting the guys that would like to pick me up and put me down. And what that means is you go to the store and you see something real cute and shiny, and you're like, oh, I want this. And then you pick it up and you take it home, and then you enjoy that pretty shiny thing, and then you're done with it. You don't want to throw it in the trash. So you kind of just want to take it back and put it back on the shelf and hope don't nobody see, or maybe exchange it. That's what I mean by pick it up and put it down. So if you've been in a dating situation to where these dudes are picking you up and putting you down, to where they're emotionally unavailable, if they're inconsistent, we got to understand where that comes from. Because me just attracting emotionally unavailable men didn't just say, oh yeah, Brooke, you're going to be born on this earth and that's what you're going to get. No, it stems from a place. And usually things like this, or it could be you could be attracting a cheater. You could be attracting a guy that lies. You could be attracting a guy that's a manipulator. You could be attracting a guy that wants to use you. That comes from somewhere. Or you could be attracting men who yell at you and who are emotionally a word, who are physically a word, who just want to tear you down. And that's not okay. So where does it come from? I started to write this tree. I have a little notepad right here, and I was like, let me just write it as I'm going so it just can come off the dome. So when we're talking about your childhood, that's the first word I did put down. I put your childhood. Think about your childhood. For example, I'll use myself as an example. For my childhood, I grew with, think about your parents, right? Because it starts there. When my childhood, I grew up with a parent who was emotionally unavailable. This is my custodial parent, the one who I'm with primarily most of the time. She was emotionally unavailable. So then my dad, who I did see, I only saw him in the summers because he lived many hours away. So when I saw my dad, it's fun time because I'm with my dad. So we'll have a gay old time. But my primary parent, the one who's raising me from day to day, was emotionally unavailable. Think about your parent. We'll use a parent that was a workaholic. And when they were there, they were disconnected. So then what do you do with this workaholic? I'll write that down so I'll remember it. So you have this workaholic, disconnected parent. And what that looks like is when you want to go sports, when you have cheerleading, when you want to go do baseball, when you have kickball, whatever your extracurricular activities, ballet, that parent is never available because they're always working. And then when they are available, when they are not working, let's say you want to watch a show, they are disconnected. They can't be bothered. A, because they're tired from work. B, because they just don't want to watch the show. C, they just want to do whatever it is they want to do on their day off. So this, in your childhood, if they're not at work, when they are at home, they're disconnected. So not only are they disconnected from you, you're seeing that they're disconnected. Let's just say it's your dad that's disconnected. You're seeing that your dad, I'll put dad here, he's the one that's disconnected. You're seeing that your dad is then disconnected from your mother. Do they go on date nights? No. Are they showing affection towards each other? No. Are they really dry and cold towards each other? Yes. Are they holding hands? Are they going on dates? Do they cook the meals together? No. He's totally disconnected from her. She wants to connect, perhaps, or not, and it's just not happening. So that's your disconnection there. There's a workaholic. So now what does that do? As you're turning out of, like, you're going from 10 years old, now you're entering into your teenage years where you'll start to like dudes. So now let's just say you're around 16. You're around 16, you're on cheerleading, you're a pretty girl, as we all are, we're all attractive to someone, and then you see a guy. He's on, let's just say, the basketball team. So now we have the athlete. I'll put that there, b-ball team. So he's on the b-ball team. So what do? They travel a lot in school. They travel to the games. When the season is popping, he's always practicing. He's at the games. When the season is not popping, he's with his basketball team players. He's involved. They're at the arcade. They're at a show. They're involved. So you see that guy as, ooh, I like him. There is something inside of you, something subconsciously that is attracted to him based upon what you were seeing in the household when you were growing up. You're like, well, what is that? Why do you say that, B. Wiley? I'm telling you what I know. And so when you're with the workaholic in the house, now the first guy that you're attracted to is on the baseball team. He ain't a workaholic. He's a ballaholic. So he's a baller. He balling out of control because he wants to get his scholarship and be in the NBA. And to do that, you ain't got a whole lot of time. You have to work on that b-ball skill. You have to level up. You have to be the all-star. You have to shine through. So you got to do whatever it is you have to do to get there. So that in turn makes him also a workaholic. Now, when he's not with his boys from the team, when he's not doing practice, when he's not at games, when he is around you, guess what he is? He's still distracted because he's on his phone. He's looking at what LeBron is doing. He's looking at old clips of Kobe. He's looking at what his dad used to look at, which was Michael Jordan. He's preoccupied. So when you want to watch what you want to watch, maybe see a show, when you want to watch something on Netflix, when you just want to spend time and ask him about his day, how he's doing, what his plans are for the future. Now that this one big college wants him, he's disconnected. He cannot tap into the conversation. It's more like yes, no, maybe so, but there is a disconnection. There is a distraction. There we go. Now, so you got that guy. And now, just like your dad. So when your dad was disconnected and he worked a lot, did you stop loving him? Did you stop trying to connect with him? Absolutely not. You actually worked harder to get his attention when he was around, for him to see that you're someone to be loved, that you're someone that he should want to connect with. You know who you are from the inside out. You know your personality, your character, your charm, your wit, your smart, all these things about you. So when you do get around your father, the workaholic, and he is disconnected, you try to do anything you can. Dad, can I go ahead and rub your feet? You had a hard day, Dad. Dad, can I cook you some eggs? Dad, hey, I know you like this show. Let me show you what I learned on it. It's like anything you can do, just like with the baller. You then get in tune, you tapped in with the baller to try to figure out what he's doing over here. I got to learn about basketball because he's not connecting with me. I got to find a way to connect because just like my dad, I was trying to find a way to connect. But with this guy, it's like the same thing. He's not wanting to connect with me. The more I try to connect with him, the more distant and disconnected he becomes from me. What is that about? So you continue with this. So then the baller goes off to school. That's over with. You're totally disconnected because now he's famous. He don't went on about his business. He don't talk to you no more. He's moved on. Now you're a young adult. Let's say you're in your 20s, and then now you're attracting these other kind of dudes. And now for some reason, every dude that you continue to attract is disconnected Gives you that busy word. Jessica says, maybe focus on yourself, and should. And absolutely should, Jessica. Side note, Jessica is absolutely right. When you're in these situations, such as the one that I'm literally making up as I go, when you're with the workaholic, the disconnected guy, the guy who has this career that's taking off, the best thing for you to do, not put on a show, not try to get to him to connect with you. The best thing for you to do is to work on yourself. Your 3S's for starters: self-care, self-reliance, self-development. You work on your 3S's and that'll take you there. My book is available right now where I talk about self-care, self-development, self-reliance. 3S's to solving single. You can be in a relationship and this book is going to help you out. You do not have to be single to get this book. But like Jessica said in the comments, when you take the time out to use that good energy that you are pouring into a disconnected dude, you need to retract that energy and pour it into you. What do you like to do? What do you want to do every day? What are your hobbies? What are your dreams? What are your goals? Because sometimes as women, we get off track with what this dude wants to do. We're trying to fall in line with that. We want a lifetime partner. We want a husband, that we forget about ourselves. And then we actually lose ourselves by trying to do all these things for him, that we leave ourselves on the back burner. And then when it blows up in our face, we get mad. We say we wasted our youth. We complain about him. We call him a dog. We say all dudes are trifling, when it's just simply not true. So if you're in this situation right now, whatever your case may be, it doesn't have to be he's disconnected or a workaholic, nothing like that. This is just an example. But if you're in this situation right now, I want you to realize that what you want matters, and that going out of your way to get his attention, to get him to spend time, to get him to have a conversation with you is not the way to go. And then when you move, like, so we're in the 20s, right? So now you have a pattern. So now you have a pattern of dating. And now that you're in this pattern, patterns can be challenging to break. Specifically, Jessica says, my Grabby said, don't. Okay. Looks like Granny said, don't start anything you can't finish. 100%. Like, when you're going into something and you know your intentions are pure, you don't, this specifically for men, I don't want men to start off on a path of being consistent, being a stand-up dude, and then switch it, like the switcheroo. I've been talking about that lately in videos. Like, how you start is how you should be. Like, don't be out here just be up and down all over the place. That's why, ladies, it's important to pay attention to who you're dealing with. But then when it comes to these dating patterns, when you find yourself in your 20s to 30s, now you find yourself, you're in this dating pattern of attracting and only being attracted to disconnected dudes who work and say they're busy, busy, busy. That's when you need to stop yourself and do your pause for the cause, and which is you take yourself out of the dating scene. You solely, like Jessica said, because she's right on track, you work on yourself. You work on what you want to do, what you like, what you're interested in, and then you think back over the dating patterns. There is a net in here. And it just came up as soon as I went on live. I done did 9 other videos, guys. I've been sitting here for over an hour. I did 9 videos before this video. Ain't seen a gnat in sight. I come on live and here come a gnat. And so anyway, you have to think about when you're taking your pause for the cause, because you want to break the pattern. And the best way to break the pattern and the cycle is to stop in your tracks and take a step back and assess the situation. And you want to also bring in people who have a unbiased opinion about you, who know you, who aren't judging you, who don't want you romantically, who can actually tell you how to act, what characteristic flaws, maybe some flaws that you have when you're dating that you can break. And if you're not willing and ready to listen to the constructive criticism, then we got a bigger problem. Jarva, is it okay to work on myself and still watch these kinds of videos? Girl, that's what it is, right? That's part of the work. That's literally why I have, at this point, I know more than 1,000 videos across Facebook, TikTok, and my YouTube. Literally, when I was doing some work on myself years and years ago, that's what I did. I got on YouTube. I ain't gonna lie. I got right on YouTube and I was listening to people and I was just taking it all in. You got to take whatever you can get as you can get it. And if it's free, soak it all in. And Jarva, speaking of free, girl, I want you to go to my link. I want you to follow me here. It's free. And then I want you to hit the link in my bio. And I want you to download your freebie. Number 1, that's your freebie. And then a lot of you women, a lot of you girls. So a lot of us women, we have dealt with the silent treatment, and that is running rampant in the community of dating with women. And I want you to download that book, Silent Treatment. But I got all kinds of books for you. Successfully Solving Single, download it. How to Communicate with Your Mate, download it. How to Avoid Mr. Waste Her Time, download it. The 3 S's to Solving Single, download it. Jarva, that does not set you back. Watching videos like this, reading books, educating yourself, doing as I said, by talking to the person, find someone in your life. No romantic, he don't need to be romantically linked to you. It needs to be like an uncle, a brother, a cousin who literally knows you and who's going to offer you constructive criticism on how they feel about you. And if your relationship ready, what insight and advice could he give to you to where you can use that and think, okay, yeah, these are little tweaks. It's all about tweaking. These are some tweaks I can make so that my energy, the energy on me, can give off solid, I believe in myself, I love myself, I'm worthy, I'm whole as I am, and I'm not entertaining a dude that's going to try to bring me down. I'm up here because I've built myself, I've worked on myself, I love myself, I know I'm valuable, I know I'm worthy, and no one can tell me different. You got to get into that mindset, and once you get there, then you'll start to attract a different kind of dude. But if you don't, you're going to be in this pattern of dating the emotionally unavailable guy, of dating the disconnected guy, of dating the workaholic, oh, I'm so busy, of dating the guys who's going to cheat and lie and possibly go upside your head. So you want to think about that. I'm scrolling down, make sure I don't miss anything. Jarva, you sworn off dating for a year. Okay, and that's fine. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. When you take your pause for the cause, that's up to you. That's up to how long. I took a pause for the cause many years ago. I don't remember how long I took. I took some time. It might have been years. And then I popped back in, and then I met this guy, and he was just like the guy I had dated before I took the break. And I was just like, what are the odds? And so guess what? I took my butt right off because I was still attracting the same kind of dude. And that needs to annoy you more than wanting the dude. You continuing to attract the same kind of dude to irritate you so much that you should be determined to break that cycle. Jarva, I learned that someone liking and wanting you is very different. Shoot, yeah, it's different. That's the lesson I hadn't learned yet. That's why it was a pattern. See, you picked up, and you have to self-assess, and you have to look in from the outside looking in. You have to do it that way. You want to get a smart, wise friend's advice, girlfriend's advice, who you know has a history and a pattern of dating quality men with success. And so you want to only speak to those kind of women. And then you ask the man, because it's a man, right? You're dating a man. So you want a man's point of view. And you want to also know what kind of energy you're giving off. Because some women will think, oh, I'm giving the wife me up energy. I'm giving that kind of energy. When really they're giving the side chick energy off, and they don't even know it. And it takes a man to know that, and a man can tell you that. And then that's where you take a step back and be like, well, what is that about? And he'll tell you. As a man who loves you and appreciates you and don't want you, he'll tell you this is why. So you want to just keep that in mind. So then, go back. So when it comes to your patterns, so we got your dating patterns, and if you don't, the pause for the cause, I'll write that down. The pause. You want to take the pause for the cause. Then after the pause for the cause, you'll know that you're ready. You'll know that you're ready, and that you've learned, and that you've grown, and that you've actually evolved from your previous dating pattern when you no longer like those kinds of guys. And you'll know for sure that you're beyond that pattern when different kind of guys start to approach you and start to pursue you. That's how I know. I can't remember the last time I attracted an emotionally unavailable guy. I mean, I do remember. I remember the year, but I'm saying after I did my work. No. The reason why I didn't work out with the last guy that I dated, because the last guy, it didn't work out because he wasn't over his ex-girlfriend. And it was like, yeah, that's not going to work. And he wasn't with her because she had moved on. And it was just like, he was literally single. because she decided she wanted to move on. So it's just like, well, what am I doing? Like, nothing. That's why I'm out, and that's why you're blocked. So you just got to think about it like that. All right, fast forward. So we started over, right? So we do the childhood. We see what we witnessed as a child, whether it be through our mother or our father, whether that be they're disconnected, workaholic. Then we see who we start to attract, because the pattern starts in high school usually, or college. You see who you're starting to attract. It's usually similar to what you saw growing up. And then that's when the pattern starts. To break the patterns, you do your pause for the cause, and after the pause for the cause, you step back out, you do a test drive, you do a test run, and then if you're not seeing anything different, then you need to go back, you need to do some more tweaking, and then you put yourself back out there again. And then hopefully that time you're good to go. So that was just a quick synopsis. I just came up with this off the top of my head at first, just to let you guys know there are dating patterns. Patterns are there for a reason. They don't just come out of nowhere. We all have them, and you got to understand where they come from. Then you have to break this pattern and burn it to hell, so you don't continue to attract what you don't want. And you won't continue to attract what you don't want when you become what you want, because like attracts like. You got it? So if you're still here, let me tell y'all this. If you're still here, I need for y'all to go into the link in my bio. I have something free for you. How to avoid Mr. Waster Time in 5 steps. You go on there, you download it. You also like me here. You subscribe to my YouTube channel. That link is in my bio too. Coach B. Wiley on all the things. I have thousands of videos for you to watch. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I started January 2014, and I just do videos all the time. I take clients as well. That link is in my bio. MyMentor.life. Go ahead and book me as your new life coach. I will be happy to help you. Ask me a question. Dating tips at coachbwiley.net. Ask me a question. I'll address it in a video. What else? Get over there to get my books. If you're really serious about learning and you're watching my videos, you need my books in order to get you some on-the-job training. You need that book to be on your phone so that you can go into the restroom and just flip through it real quick and be like, oh yeah, that's what she said about communicating. I'm going to go back and I'm going to take this back out here. Oh yeah, that's what she said about asking this question on the first date versus asking him what his favorite color is. Oh yeah, I need to address this mess in my dating situation. I don't know how to do it, but B. Wiley said do this. Oh yeah, I'm in my pause for the cause. What should I do? I don't even know where to start. Oh yeah, I got B. Wiley's book. I'm telling y'all, I'm new. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I'm over 10 years in the game, and so I'm just here to help you, sis. That's all it is. So check out the free resources, and then go check out my other resources as well, and go ahead and tell a friend. Why not share this information? This video is live, but if you're seeing it on YouTube, it will come up on YouTube over the weekend sometime. But outside of that, there's plenty of information here for you. You go ahead and you reach out to me because I want to help you. So outside of that, thank you for watching. Talk to you later.